That area was developed by the city of Silverton. It consists of a series of 24 ponds, which are quite similar to what you see off to the left and the right-hand side. It originates in the upper portion of the property and makes its way cascading down through the main part of the property, eventually emptying into Brush Creek, which is a tributary of the Pudding River watershed. You'll find an interesting variety of both plant life as well as wildlife, like our local resident there up to the left. That would be Bufo the Toad. He's one of several of the sculptures that you'll find throughout the garden. Now, coming up next, straight ahead of us, is our conifer garden. You can see the weeping sequoia trees there front and center. Now, the conifer garden was actually one of the first garden areas that was developed on site. It hosts over 500 varieties of conifers from around the world. As you explore throughout that garden area, you'll find some rather unique and interesting looking varieties. In fact, some that are quite rare. Now, this particular garden is used as one of the reference gardens by the Western region of the American Conifer Society, so it fulfills a multiple role. And as we come up on our next stop, off to the left-hand side is our Bosque garden. Now, Bosque in Spanish means grove. As you look throughout the garden's plaza area there, you'll find 40 of the very beautiful Pacific sunset maple trees. You also find 4 reflecting pools, one in each corner. Now, the Bosque is perhaps at its loveliest during the fall time of the year when you have that beautiful autumn color, not only overhead but also reflecting off of those pools. To the right, our amazing water garden, 9 individual ponds hosting a wide variety of different aquatic plant life as well as some interesting wildlife. Beautiful array of foliar and floral displays throughout the summer. Now, coming up ahead, a series of demonstration gardens. These were all designed and developed by some of the local nurseries in the area up and down the Willamette Valley. First one coming up off on our left is our sensory garden. As you explore throughout that garden area, you'll find something there for the enjoyment of all the senses. Coming up on our right, along the hillside here, one of our theme beds. Each year, the horticulture staff comes up with a new design theme and plants it with a variety of annual flowers, creating just a gorgeous landscape. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with for this year. Now, next to it, you may notice our little green building there has a little green roof. That's actually an experimental eco-garden divided into 3 different plots. Each plot utilizes a different growing medium. Coming up next, all along the left, or on the right-hand side here, one of our newer garden areas, this is our hardy fuchsia garden. Combined with the other plantings throughout the garden makes it one of the largest privately owned collections of hardy fuchsias in the Northwest. 110 different varieties, 370 plants in all. Now on your left, there's a nice series of raised beds in the interior. Off the end, a row of espaliered apple trees. Next door to it, with the flagstone patio, that'd be the beautiful white wisteria on that arbor. Also off to the left, one of our water feature gardens. Pretty little stream making its way down to that lower pond there. Now the last garden coming up on the left, this is our incredible edible garden. Every plant you find throughout there has some portion of it that's edible, be it a fruit, a leaf, or perhaps a root. And then up to the right, our medicinal garden. Every plant you find throughout there has some portion of it that's used in homeopathic medicine. Next to it, one of our trial gardens, and this one is sponsored by Proven Winners. They'll be filling it with a nice selection of their beautiful plants, including some of their new introductions for the year. Now on the left, that's our home compost center. That's sponsored by Marion County Solid Waste Management. Good ideas for composting around the home garden area. Now, when the city of Silverton originally purchased this property, it was an operating horse ranch. The building off to the right, our pavilion building, well, that used to house all those horse stalls, the riding arena, and the dock facilities. Since then, it's been retrofitted into a main event hall. We host many of our events throughout the year, like our annual Brew Fest coming up over the Father's Day weekend, the Quilt Show in January, Very popular with those wedding groups who use the grounds to use for their wedding receptions. Very nice full service facility for those larger group gatherings. Now on the left, here's another one of our water features. Pretty little waterfall pond area. The larger lawn area off to the left, well, that's our Garden Green. That also hosts many of our events throughout the summer, like the Brew Fest, as well as our annual auto show on the last weekend of August. This is also home to our summer series of evening movies during those Thursday evenings. Months of July and August, always a lot of fun for everyone. Now the Garden Green is also one of 3 locations that are used by our wedding groups. Look towards the back, you can see the grand stairway there, and almost envision the wedding party making their way down the steps out on that beautiful backdrop. Greenhouse off to the right, that's our tropical house. Maintained at a year-round 75 degrees, it hosts an interesting variety of tropical plants and flowers, open to the public year-round. And then, of course, the Rose Garden. 50 varieties, over 400 plants, providing just a beautiful array of colors and fragrances throughout the summer. Now, this garden off to the left, this is our pet-friendly garden. You'll find a number of placards throughout that provide information on how to make your home garden area a little more pet-friendly, or perhaps how to make your pet a little more garden-friendly. Now the house to the left, that's the original residence of the horse ranch. It's been retrofitted into a demonstration site of a fire-safe house. You'll find some interesting innovations that have been incorporated into it, along with a landscaped safety zone around the house, protecting it in the event of a wildfire. Up behind the house on that back slope, left of the stairway, is our drought-tolerant garden. All the plantings you find throughout there require no supplemental irrigation throughout the summer. And then up to the right, our 25-acre native oak grove. Many of the trees you find throughout there are upwards of 200 years old. This has gone through a multi-year restoration process in coordination with the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Bond, restoring it back to a more typical oak savanna landscape, which was predominant throughout the Willamette Valley prior to European establishment. Now on the left-hand side here,